What's up, Bozzelli's Wine TV? We're here for a very special wine tasting. It is the Daou Soul of the Lion release for 2019. This is some very special grape juice. Follow me. Daou is one of my favorite wines. Their Cabernet is exquisite. These tastings are hard to get invited to. Are we in the right place? We're here for the wine tasting? The wine tasting? Oh, this is like a furniture store. Yes. I'm sorry, sir. We were looking for wine. We're so excited. I'm sorry. Thank you. Ooh, big mistake. Okay, so I'm really excited. I walked into a mattress store. Okay. Oh, that's the Chinese restaurant. Okay, all right. Sorry, we walked into a mattress store. All right, come on in. This looks like the place. This looks like the place. This is the famed Peking Duck. It's an institution. Almost every president has eaten here.
I watched this drive.
Every president follow me.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We're here for the wine tasting. We're really, really excited.
Johnny manager.
Oh, the Johnny, thank you for everything you do here. Thank you for everything you do.
A little background on myself, how I joined the Daou team, give you the back end of the Daou story, tell you where we're going, and then obviously talk about Soul of the Lion. Daniel remembers as a young boy, there's something about wine that makes my father feel a certain way, and this was something that they would share. So in the back of Daniel's mind, he always knew, I want to be a winemaker, I want to be in this industry. Fast forward a few years, Daniel's older brother George is 18 years old. He makes a decision that I want to go to the United States and help my family. And one day they got a phone call from their father who was back home, Joseph, and he said, you guys are going to either have to fend for yourselves out there or you're going to have to come back home because business isn't going well, we're running out of money. George and Daniel said, we need to make a decision. We need to help our family out. So they called their father back and said, whatever money you can send us, send it over. We want to start a company that will help rebuild the family fortune. The company they started was called Daou System. This is a company that connected hospitals. After they sold the company, Daniel remembered his dream as a little boy, being able to have wine, to share that time with his father, and to really create something that was going to be a legacy. So he studied winemaking. He didn't go to a proper school. He studied on his own. When he was traveling, he kept figuring out that it was the soil, it was the climate, it was the elevation, it was all these things that combined to make great wine. If he was going to make wine that was going to be in his family's name, he wanted to make sure that he had those soils. And when he looked all around the world, he only found a large concentration of those soils in Passarolas. For those that don't know where Passarolas is, or where Daou is, we're literally halfway between San Francisco and Los Angeles, right on the coast. And when you see it, the vineyard looks like it was carved out by God's hands. Dr. Andre Chelicha said that this property is a jewel of ecological elements because you have the soils of Bordeaux, but you have the climate of Napa Valley. So Daniel knew this, and he spoke to his brother, he spoke to his dad and said, I want to start a winery. And his dad said, son, follow your dreams. We'll be there to support you. He lived in Rancho Santa Fe, beautiful property, sold that property, moved himself and his 5 kids up to Paso. He planted the first 26 acres himself. He would plant the vineyard all day. Afterwards, he'd open up a bottle of wine, look up at the stars and say, one day I'm going to create a wine that hopefully will be shared around the world. One day, we're going to have one of the best brands in the country and ultimately the world. Folks, that was 15 years ago. Daou is distributed in 50 states, it's in 50 countries. Our Daou Cabernet is the #1 selling Cabernet in its segment in the entire country. Soul of the Lion is outsold every blue chip from Napa Valley except for one, which we're coming for, because the team works for us now, for 2 years in a row. Soul of the Lion has. With this wine, we say, it takes 9 months to make a baby, but it literally takes 9 years to make the Soul of the Lion. He made this wine in honor of his father. So I'm going to talk about that 9-year journey right now. The reason why I wanted to start with that is because it's a wine that's a pure expression of our terroir. So when Daniel purchased the property, the first thing he started with was high density plantings. At our estate, we're up at 2,200 feet elevation, but we have slopes and different mountain ranges and sun exposures that create like these crazy phenolics and colors and flavors in a wine. What are your thoughts on the wine so far? Love to get your feedback.
You guys are legit. This is my first Daou lunch. We sell a lot of your regular Daou Cab and your Daou Reserve. But But this Soul of the Lion, wow. Why should we even talk? You're unique. Why should we even compare ourselves?
Not comparing. I'm not comparing necessarily. I think it's more of a reference point. So it's a benchmark, right? So a lot of times when you think about wines, I'm sure you all attend wine dinners. You sell a bunch of wine, and you're like, okay, if I'm in Napa, I'm thinking of this. Giving you a benchmark or a reference point, because obviously as an estate, we have those benchmark wineries where we say, okay, we don't want to be this, we want to surpass this, but like let's see where they're at. And for George and Daniel, the reason why we have this is because these are two guys that looked death in the face and survived it. They went through hell, and one thing that it made them was fearless. If you talk to them, they'll tell you. Like Daniel is like, I'm just sharing my heart. I'm an artist. I'm sharing my artwork with the world. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, then I'm not going to take offense to it because everyone has their own palate. But the one thing that I know that they will love is our being genuine and being honest and like telling you this is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it because I just want to make a bunch of wine and have a fancy dancy winery because I got a bunch of money and want to have my friends come over. They're active owners. They're there every single day. If they're not, they're on the road doing exactly what we're doing right now. So for me, when I saw that at an early time working at the winery, I was like, okay, these guys are like billionaires. They don't have to do this, but they're working in a tasting room every single day. Like, why? How can I not show up and show out for these gentlemen to help build their brand? And we've starting to do that. And it's the support and the things that you just said right there, which are going to get us to. It's not. There's no end destination. It's more about us continuing to push the limits on what we can create here to build a region to where all of you can come to Paso and be like, this is a cool spot that I heard about a while ago, and now you go there on a regular basis. Not just to see Daou, but to see all the producers that are there and to like really experience a new region. I want to leave you with, this is a family-owned and operated property. For George and Daniel, they're not doing it for, let's just make wine and pump it out at a low level and just make money and no. They're investing in, one, they're investing in Paso, but they also want you to connect with family. Like this wine was created about, in connection with family. So those are two things, and then the last thing I'll say as well is Daniel wants to prove that you can make a high-quality wine at an approachable price point. Whether it's our Daou Cabernet, whether it's the Reserve, whether it's Soul of the Lion, you don't have to pay $800 a bottle to have a 98-point wine. We're proving that right now. So with that being said, everybody wants to raise their glass. The glass is empty, we'll pour you some wine. But just a toast to all of you for everything that you've done to support Daou, support Paso, and this brand here. Cheers to all of you, and Soul of the Lion.
Smash that like button, please subscribe.